Hello friends and to-be chefs. Today, right now, this is my first video of cooking, even though I do this on a regular basis because I'm a chef by profession. Today's menu, we got a little bit of Chinese flair to it. As we go along, you will definitely know what I'm talking about. All right, for today's menu, we got pan-seared and oven-roasted tilapia. I know what you're gonna think. You know, all this build up for saying tilapia, but this is what I could get my hands on in the grocery shop near my house, right? Yeah, I don't want to go around looking for fish, especially right now. It's the situation outside. So yeah, tilapia it is. So what I got here is 2 tilapia, gutted, cleaned, scaled, and scored, and seasoned with salt and pepper. I'm only going to use salt and pepper because I don't really want to overpower the flavor of the fish with by adding any other extra spices to it. And the chili sauce, which is the highlight of this video, is pretty flavorful to enhance the flavor of the fish. So I have all the vegetables chopped up and ready. I'm not going to show you how to chop, cut, season and all that stuff. You got like millions of videos in the YouTube to find all that. Here we've passed all that stage. So for the sauce, I'm going to use a lot of red Thai chili, a little bit of green chili in it as well. Same Thai chili. Trust me, it's spicy. And then we got minced garlic. Again, a lot of minced garlic. A little bit of red onion. I would suggest you to use shallots instead of red onion. Got way better flavor than that, and you don't need a lot, just a little bit. Again, fine chopped scallions, green onions, spring onions, whatever you say, and then some of this cilantro. And at the same time, we'll be preparing some kale to go along with it. So just sautéed kale with chili and garlic. It's pretty much the same ingredients that I'm going to use on the chili sauce. I'll be using it in the kale as well. I had some kale sitting in my fridge, so I thought might as well use it rather than throwing it away, after it get all wilted. So for the kale, we got blanched kale, salted in salted water. I'm sure you know what is blanching is. It is the process where you drop your vegetables in boiling water for a very short interval of time, and then taking it out immediately and dropping it in ice water just to stop the process of the cooking process, so that the vegetable retain its freshness and the crispiness. That's what it is. The other ingredient that I need using for the kale is finely sliced leeks. Again, when you're working with leeks, one thing that you want to keep in mind is you need to make sure you clean it really well. You won't believe how much dirt is hidden inside the leek. So either you can slice them up and then let them sit in the water for a while and wash them and rinse them really nice. That way you don't get any grits in it. And that is there, leeks, and I'm going to use some garlic and chili, and of course I'm going to use some ginger to it as well, also fine chopped. So one thing that I want to tell you, when you're doing this or when you're cooking anything, basically you need a very sharp knife, really sharp knife. If you're using a blunt knife, might as well throw your vegetables in the blender and blend it, because it's going to give you the same result. You are pretty much crushing the vegetables and not chopping it. So while you crush the vegetables and cook it, or you chop it with a sharp knife and cook it, it's going to give you an entirely different result in flavor, right? You will know when you do it and when you try it yourself. Say, just for an example, I'll tell you, there's minced garlic right here. If you use the blender and blend it, that'll give you a different flavor. And if you use the sharp knife and chop it and then use it in a recipe, that'll give an entirely different and amazing result actually. So I got my oven going. It's already preheated for 425 degrees Fahrenheit. So the pan that I'm going to use to fry the pan-sear the fish is going to be this one. It's actually one of my favorite pans that I use. Not the prettiest. Again, I'm not expecting you guys to see clean, sparkling, brand new pans. It's not, what you see is what you're going to get. Actually, it's non-stick for 90% of the time. If you treat it well, it's a pretty good pan. It's not a cast iron. It's actually tempered steel, I believe. And if it's seasoned well, it's guaranteed to be non-stick. There's no coating on it. You're not going to scratch it. You're not worrying about taking the Teflon coating or anything off by using a metal spatula. So that's one of the best pan that I have with me, and I love it a lot. And the other one here, this is where we're going to make the sauce, right? Again, talking about the sauce, this is something that you saw already, and I'm sure most of us wanted to taste it. You all saw that, the funny videos of Chinese guy eating the colorful spicy chili sauce with the octopus or fried chicken or whatever. I thought that chili sauce, is something that I should try, and this right here is my take on it. And I'm just going to turn the heat on a little bit just to have it going. So while you have your fish searing, have a tray ready. Here's a parchment paper on it. Again, suggest you use parchment paper and not aluminum foil, because the aluminum foil actually can disintegrate and get into the food. Alright guys, the fish is ready to go in the oven. Let's pop it in. There you go. And probably will take 15 to 20 minutes maximum, depending on the size of your fish, right? So timer 15 and start. Let's see. I'm going to add the garlic first. All right, there you go. That's the right temperature. You don't want it too hot. Onions. You don't want your onions or garlic to be going, brown. You just need to cook it. Slightly brown is good. Always remember to adjust the temperature. You don't go too high and just trying to finish up everything fine. All right, it's getting there. Now it's time for us to add the chili. Yeah, that's a lot of chili. Put lots of chili in it. It's going to be a spicy sauce. Right now we're going to add our scallion or spring onion or green onion, whatever you want to call it. There you go. I know it's not a lot, but if you have a little bit more you can add, that'll be better. Now you want to put some salt. I would say that's it. And yeah, try to keep your spatula out of the pan while you're cooking. You're not really cooking the spatula. Alright, there you go. A touch of sugar. Not a lot. Still a little bit. Give it a hint of sweetness. Mix them all up. It's getting there, it's getting there. Add a touch of soy sauce in it. One thing about soy sauce is once you open it, you gotta store it in the fridge. It keeps fermenting when you leave it outside. Once you open the bottle, if it is unopened, you can store it in room temperature. But once it's open, it's recommended to store it in the fridge. Last one, cilantro. You're almost there. Once you transfer it into a dish, you can actually add a little bit of sesame oil in it. You don't want to add it when it's still piping hot. You don't get the flavor much. Well, it's colorful enough, I guess. Right here is the chili sauce. Now for the kale, oil the pan. Just enough, not too much. First, garlic, ginger. Not a lot of oil. You just need to saute this. You don't frying it. And your kale. Actually, this is one of my favorite greens that I like. Kale. Easy to cook. Nice flavor. Crunchy. It's very hard for you to overcook it. Add some leeks. Again, you don't want to brown anything in here. Just need to sweat it. That's all. Okay, that's the timer going off. Turning off the oven. Let it sit for like 2 minutes and we'll take it out. Just a touch of salt. Because again, remember your kale is already salted because you blanched it in the salted water. Right, there goes the kale. Toss them up. Like I said, it's a simple recipe. There's nothing too complicated in it or nothing too fancy. Simple, tasty, that's it. Beautiful chili sauce, 1 spoon of it. That we just made. There you go, don't want it too spicy. There you go, that works. Toss them up. A touch of sesame oil on it. Again, you add that towards the end, right? You're not cooking it in it. That's it. You're done. That is the kale, ready to go. Chili sauce. And now let's take a look at the fish. It's coming out of the oven. Not how it went in. There you go. See how neatly scored it is. Nice and brown on top because we did sear it on a nice and hot pan. Right, there you go. All right, that's it. Nice and easy. And this is where the magic happens. Take a spoonful of that chili sauce right on top. Don't be shy. There you go. And some of the kale, the beautifully cooked kale, right on the side. There we go. Just clean up the sides. You don't want your plate looking dirty, right? And that's what it is, guys. Before we wrap up, guys, if you have any comments, either it's a good one or a bad one, it doesn't matter. Just put it below in the comment box. Let me see it. And if you want to add any particular recipes that you would like, you want me to cook it for you, I can do that. But be reasonable. You don't want to go too crazy, right? All right, for the next video, I'm just giving a sneak peek. So there'll be some very interesting tips that you can use, especially for the people that is coming fresh out of the college into the industry, you know, stepping foot into a big kitchen, into industrial kitchen. That is a whole different ball game. You know, what you learn from your college is not even close to what you're going to get in the industry. So let me take you through, you know, what you can expect when you get into a professional kitchen. How can you succeed in it? And also for the home cooks, I have some interesting techniques that you can use in your own kitchen to, you know, take your skill level to the next one. All right, guys, that's it for today. You have a great day. Bye.